All right, checking 1, 2, and 3. Starting this live stream off. Let me check my volume real quick. Sounds okay, decent enough. Okay, yeah, not too bad. Check my clean setting on here real quick. Hey, what's up, New Mexico Saint? How you doing, man? Good to see you. I hope everything's going well for your practice, man. Hopefully the Tom Petty's coming along for you. All right, let me see here. I'm just checking my audio setup and my camera kind of angled a bit. Might move this up just like a hair. Hey, there we go. Man, I'm loving these lights in the background. It makes life so much more interesting and less boring. Me just sitting here, right? Kind of nice. I like that. But yeah, hopefully you can hear me okay and everything sounds good on your end. I'm just kind of noodling around here. Let's see. The legend, the myth is shredded. That's funny, man. Practice this morning. Oh, that's good. That's good. And good to see you, Ryan. Hope you're having a fantastic day out there, or evening, I guess now it is for most people. I'm just getting warmed up. I haven't really played much today. I've been doing a lot of editing, a lot of transcribing, so I've been kind of busy. That and filming stuff. It's just been which is a good thing. I like filming and I like editing and I like, transcribing, but sometimes it's nice just to sit down and play. It's just, sometimes you don't always have the time to play, It's kind of one of the things. Surprising, since I teach from home. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but anyways. Let's see. It's a good-looking guitar, brother. And the light looks good. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, my wife got me that light during Black Friday, and I love this thing. This is the coolest thing ever. Yeah, it's awesome. I love that. But yeah, the guitar's pretty sweet, man. What's up, Blue Mox? How you doing, dude? Hope you're having a fantastic time out there. Yeah, this thing's awesome, man. This Agile. The company got a hold of me after I made the video. I tried getting in touch with the company before I made the video because I was curious about some of the specs and everything, but they never got back to me. So I posted the video, and then they finally got back to me after I posted the video. They're like, "Hey, we saw your video. We liked the video, but the thing is, Lester, this guitar isn't being made anymore. We had to discontinue it because I guess in South Korea, the building or the manufacturers that designed all their stuff, they had like a huge arson thing that happened during COVID, and it burned down. So because of that reason, they had to discontinue a lot of their Agile products, I guess. So they have different ones now that are being made in like Indonesia or whatever. So I guess I have a guitar that's not being made anymore. Long story short, which I didn't know at the time, because like I said, the company didn't get a hold of me beforehand until afterwards. So they were a little bit spicy with me about it, but I mean, I can't predict these things. Let's see. Looks great. Yeah, I think so too, man. Definitely. What's up, Eddie? Happy New Year. Happy New Year back at you, man. Oh, cool, man. You got a Boss Katana amp, huh? Heck yeah. Sounds like Christmas was good for you then if you got a Boss Katana. Heck yeah. Whatever. Yeah, I feel you on that. I feel you. So, yeah, I went to their website and they have like different 7-strings being made now, like different headless ones and all that crazy like fan frets. I don't know. They have all kinds of random stuff on there. It looks cool, but like not the same exact look as this anymore. So like this look is not really being made. They have different variations of it, which I don't know. I guess it's not that big of a deal, honestly. I like aesthetics and I like looks, but it's not everything. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's been a while since I owned a Floyd. I used to own a Michelangelo Badio, however you say his name, MAB. I used to own his Gauntlet 4 guitar, the one with the snakes on it. But I had to sell it years ago, unfortunately. But it was a cool guitar, Floyd Rose and everything. So this is my second Floyd Rose guitar I've owned. Yeah, so I got it looking pretty decent and playing pretty good now, luckily. That's funny. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they're all right. They're just you know, they're probably just like, what is this guy doing playing these outdated guitars? Which I had no idea it was outdated. You know, I didn't know it had like. I thought it was so hard to find like any information on this thing when I got this guitar. It took me like a good hour to find the exact model number because you know, the guy that traded with me, he had like an idea. He said, I think it's a legacy model. I don't know which number, so I had to go through all the process of looking everything up, and it took forever to find it. But yeah, pretty cool axe, pretty interesting. I think this one I'll keep. Usually I sell guitars or, you know, trade them off or whatever, but I think I'll keep this one just because I don't have a 7-string, and also the fact that I really like the sound. There's a lot of resonance you guys can probably hear. Plus, you know, whammy. It's kind of nice. I haven't had a whammy bar probably in like 7 years. Kind of weird. Let's see here. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Can you show how you got your Floyd Rose set up? Yeah, for sure, man. I'll give you some tips on that. I've had on and off luck with the specials. Some need a little work. Yeah, definitely, man. When I first got this guitar, it was like up to here. The guy had really thick strings on, and it wasn't set up at all. So what I had to do was, first of all, I rose this up and I blocked, you know, the trim or bridge area. Once I had it lifted up, I just removed one string at a time. Kind of made my way oiling, or you know, I have lemon oil, and went ahead and kind of oiled the neck as I went along. Changed one string at a time. Then after, you know, you put all the blocks back in place, you got the strings all ready to go. Then once I lowered it back down, I had to, you know, retune and everything. But I had to fix this because this wasn't, you know, set yet. So once it was done, I had to go in the back. I had to adjust, you know, the screws, the claw in the back. I just did tiny little micro turns until I found the right level that I liked. And then I got it kind of flush. Which is kind of what you want. You don't want it to this way or that way. I'm not like a Floyd Rose expert. I'm kind of used to setting them up where I used to work. So it was like, it's passable. It's not like, you know, expert level, but it's playable. And I got the action the way I like, where it's, you know, just decent enough, where it's not super low or super high. But yeah, when you get that all set up, then I had to, you know, tune everything up again, because as you guys know, when you tune brand new strings on a Floyd Rose, it's such a process. So what I do, and I don't know if everybody does this, I'm sure some people probably follow the same rule. I'll tune one string, to go to the next string, tune it, go back, retune this string, go back down to the next 2 strings, go back up, restart. So every time I add one string extra, basically. So I tune, add a string, go back, retune, add a string, go back, retune, add a string. And it ends up being like 7 or 8 times you got to retune the guitar. But it pays off, because that way everything kind of stays nice and even, I noticed. Anyways, enough of me babbling. I feel like I'm having a big nerdy talk here with you guys. Do you like dive bombs? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. It's a work in progress, man. I've only done a few of them so far, so we'll see. Yep, definitely, man. Yeah, pretty decent. Let's see here. Move this over. Yeah, I think it sounds pretty good, at least, or at least close to well intonated. Let's see what here. I just picked up a Harley Benton. Oh man, Brian May. It's mind-boggling how well made it is. Frets are perfect. Oh man, that is killer, dude. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that then. Heck yeah. This trim is nice too. Can't go wrong with that, especially if the trim is, you know, pretty decent. Let's see. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm glad you think so, man. Like I said, I'm not an expert by any means. You know, kind of the opposite of an expert when it comes to guitar, you know, stuff. But Floyd Rose stuff I feel more comfortable with than regular, like non-Floyd Rose. That's, you know, I gotta ask Richard for help when it's non-Floyd Rose. I'm like, Richard, how do you intonate this right? And he's always like, dude, this is so easy. What are you talking about? I'm like, well, for you, not for me. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see. You gonna use it Sunday? Heck yeah. I look forward to seeing it, man, in our lesson. But anyways, I'm getting rambling here. I hope you guys are all having a good Friday evening or afternoon, depending where you live, or I don't know, it could be the next day for all I know, depending what country you're in. But hopefully you're having a good Friday, Saturday, whatever. I'll just be hanging out, jamming with you guys. I haven't played at all today. My hands are really like out of practice, so don't expect anything fancy. Yeah, cool. Let's see here. Nice, man. I'm glad you enjoy the Floyd Rose also. I think they're pretty cool. I like having a Floyd Rose, even if it's not like a fancy, name brand one. Just to have it to play around with is nice. Especially when you're doing a lot of flutters and stuff, like the little flicks like in the song I was doing. Give us some chugs. Sure, let's see here. Let's get some chugs going on. Okay, here we go. Distortion time. Kind of like that kind of stuff. Or you could do the more chuggy kind of thing, like. Kind of fun playing with the 7-string extended scale register. Kind of fun. Let's see here. Sorry, I missed some chats. Fletcher Floyd, Happy New Year. Hey, back at you, my friend. Happy New Year to you. Yeah, this is the Agile 727. They don't make these anymore, but they have some similar ones on the Rondo Music website if you check them out. They have not like the same look, but still similar 7-strings that sound similar, I'm sure. Let's see. Can you turn up the guitar? Yeah, for sure, man. I don't want to make you guys go deaf, but let's see here. Let me see. Just a little bit louder for you. Sounds good. My mic sounds a lot louder than my guitar. Okay, let me see here. Let me lower that and up this just a tad bit. Okay, I upped the volume just like 10 notches, so. Chuggy stuff for testing volume. Does it sound even enough? Jeff says you forgot it was Friday. That's okay, dude. I forget what day it is half the time. Have you tried any drop A on that? Yeah, a little bit. It's just like doing drop D. Just, doing your chords like that. But right now I'm just trying to get more comfortable with doing my, like, regular chords and stuff. So, like, doing major 7 on 7-string. Minor 7, all my basic chords. Because, when you're doing them, the 5th is displaced when you want to add the 5th to the chord. I guess you could just do a shell voicing if you don't want to add that 5th on top, but. Alright. So, kind of interesting. Thanks. Yeah, no worries, dude. Heck yeah. I think it's a bit closer now. Okay, that's good. I like the reversed headstock. I've been as Geo with the same thing. This is the first reverse headstock I've ever owned, to be honest with you, and it's pretty cool. It's very new to me. All good now? Okay, that's good. Sometimes volume's such a tricky thing. I just never know what's what's good enough. So I'm glad you guys let me know, because otherwise I'd have no idea. If you haven't tried the Donner Arena 2000 yet, I got one and it's unbelievably great. Very surprised it's this good. That's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear about that. What is this here? Oh yeah, okay, just seeing that. So Virtuoso, dude. I don't know about Virtuoso, just a big nerd, man. But how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, it took me a little bit to wrap my brain around tuning the reverse headstock, because I never owned one, like I said. So I was like, it took me a minute. I'm like, oh okay. I felt really dumb. I was like, wait, okay, that one. Especially since it's a 7-string, so that threw me off a little bit too. And I never owned a 7-string, so yeah, definitely fun. Let's see. Yeah. You know, if you never played a 7-string, you got to get used to the string distance. It's definitely a bit more. Definitely takes a little bit more getting used to. Like, for me, I like having the space because I have kind of longer fingers, you know, like this. So I feel like it's kind of nice. But my right hand isn't like it because I have to move a little bit further than I'm used to. So like, you can hear me make mistakes because I'm used to playing a less distance, but since it's wider spaced, I have to move a bit more. Alright, so you can see I kind of made some flubs there. That, and I haven't played this thing in like a week because I've been playing on Richard's guitar, trying to get used to that. But I really need to sit down and just kind of work things out and get used to the motor skill of the 7-string because it's new for me. But see, most definitely Virtuoso. Well, many thanks, man. I appreciate that. I am very flattered. Blessed. That's good. Heck yeah, I'm glad you're feeling blessed, man. It's a toss-up between you and Richard and Max. All our freaking great shredders. Well, I'm honored to be in the list, man. I definitely love Guitar Max. I think he's awesome. And obviously Richard James, great guy. Love his playing style. He's keeps me on my toes. So I'm glad I make your top 3, man. Very honored for that. Let's see. Pick dust. That's funny. Oh, man. Well, I'm glad you don't think there's any picking issues, man. I feel really sloppy, but I'll tell you another thing that's really confusing, and it's not the 7-string, right? I mean, the 7-string's kind of confusing, too, a little bit to get used to, but I'll tell you what's really weird for me. It's having a guitar without any, like, fret markers, except for on the side, and on the side, they're very, very hard to see. So I'm kind of, like, blind, if you guys didn't know, hence I have trifocal glasses. You know, that's how blind I am. I have 3 lenses in here, so I can't really see the fret markers over here as well when I'm playing in the midst of whatever. And so I look over at the fret sometimes and I'm like lost. I'm like, wait a minute. I meant to be here. So that's taken me a little getting used to. But I like the challenge because, you know, maybe it's good to not rely on the fret markers as much. That's probably a bad habit I developed over the years. So, hey, what's up, Tom? Happy Friday right back at you, man. But yeah, that's kind of an interesting thing, playing without the fret markers. That's kind of funky. But like I said, I'm getting used to it, besides everything else. Have you thought about replacing the side dots by... Ooh, I have not thought about that, but I might look into it, actually. Let's see, I'm going to type that in on my phone so I don't forget what that is you're mentioning to me, because I'll forget later, most likely. You guys can hear me typing, sorry. Okay. I will check those out, because I wouldn't mind, you know, adding something to it and just kind of modding it up a bit. Let's see. Yeah, that's a good idea too, man. Definitely. Ooh, Jeff says a drill press and a little epoxy resin. I don't trust myself on that, man. I trust you or people like you that know what you're doing, but I feel like I'd probably just go right through the neck and destroy it. My luck. Let's see. The Jackson 7 I have has the small fret markers and they are lacking. Yeah, I can relate to that, man. I can definitely relate to that. But yeah, it's pretty interesting to play, you know, a 7-string and to kind of mess around with different, you know, voicings. Like I was saying, you know, doing, if I want to do a, you know, minor 7 voicing or a major 7, it's a little strange, the shape, right? Because you wouldn't see it. This index finger wouldn't be here, right? If I'm doing over here on the 6th string, major 7, the 5th ends up being over here, right? So when I'm doing, 7th string root positioned here, instead of being like that distance, another semitone back, so that's a little weird. I have to reprogramming my brain when I'm bouncing between major 7 chords. Thing. Where am I at here? I just looked at the scepters on Rondo. They look killer. Oh yeah, I saw those too. The scepters are pretty wild looking, man. Definitely sweet ones. No worries, dude. Thanks for coming by. Hope you have a good rest of your evening. Sucks you got to work this late. Hope it goes well for you. Yep, I think that's right for the price. Rondo music's pretty trippy. They have a lot of stuff, man. It's really interesting. Oh, did you guys notice? I have my very special edition Metal Dude shirt on. Heck yeah, look at that. Still in good shape. Can't beat that. I got a few good looks at Walmart. I went to Walmart, what was it? A few days back. I can't remember. I think it was a few days ago. And the looks were priceless. People always give you dirty looks at Walmart anyway, because it's Walmart. People are always in a bad mood at Walmart. But I got some really interesting looks with this bad boy on. So, yeah. Just imagine people's faces, are wondering what they're thinking when they saw that. What the hell is that guy wearing? What the hell is that? So, yeah, pretty comical. But, yeah, hopefully you guys are having a good evening out there. Thank you for joining me. We'll do some playing in a little bit. Like I said, I'm just trying to warm my hands up. I haven't really practiced much this week. Just been doing a lot of editing. But yeah, we'll get into some fun stuff. Let me know what you guys got going on. In the meantime, I'm just kind of chilling and, jamming out. Fun little sounds on this thing. It sounds very, Alright, let's see here. What do we got going on? Let's see. Bosco Wooly says they think y'all are with the Bloods. Oh, I have no gang affiliation, my friend. Let's see here. Imagine if Metal Dude went into Walmart wearing that shirt. That's funny, Richard. You should walk in there full Metal Dude garb with the Metal Dude shirt. That would be hilarious. I would love that. That's great, man. Yeah, I'm just getting my hands warmed up here, guys. Maybe I should put a metronome on and run through some scales. Bear with me and my crummy playing. Let's see here. Nice. All the rough areas. All places I try not to go to, especially Oakland or Stockton especially. All right, let's go and do a warm-up, guys. Bear with my crappy exercises. But like I said, I haven't played much, so I'm trying to get my hands warmed up here. Let's do some scale patterns, yeah? That guitar is cool and your playing is good. Thanks, Patrick. Appreciate that, man. I do okay. I'm a little sloppy right now. I'm just doing some basic warm-ups. I gotta get my hand loose, and we'll do some shredding in a little bit. So let's do some basic stuff. Gotta get a little more loosened up. All right, let's see here. Where are we at? Oh, where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Sorry. Sorry, guys. I kind of went off a little bit. You like the jazz side of Lister Mitchell. Well, me too. I gotta get more into it. I'm a little rusty. Rounded cat. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. I feel pretty low on the totem pole in jazz, but we'll get there one day. That's funny, Jimmy. Well, I appreciate that, man. I'm sure you play just fine. When the warm-ups blow you away. Well, appreciate that, Bosco. Can never incorporate the 7th into my playing on the bass. The 5th is a thumb rest. Oh, I see what you're saying. I used to have that habit of wrapping my thumb around. I remember what that was like years ago. Saw your jam with the bald shredder and then came over and saw, you're awesome, dude. Thanks, Brad. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate taking the time to come check out the channel, dude. Yeah, appreciate that. We'll do some actual shredding in a little bit. I just gotta get my hands loosened up. Yeah, you guys are too nice, man. Sound like Aldi Miola and Alan Holdsworth. Wow, now that's very, very, very nice of you to say, Sienna. Thank you for that. I love Aldi Miola and I love Alan Holdsworth. I know they're not everybody's cup of tea, but definitely a big fan of that. Sounds good. Thank you. Glad it's not gent. At least not yet. No gent yet. Once Tyler comes in, he'll probably want some gent. Try to keep everybody happy with music. Either you're a total beginner or a jazz master. That's funny, man. You sent a pic on Messenger for the dots. Okay, cool. Thank you for that, Tom. I will definitely take a look at those, my friend. Sometimes I like having the metronome on, not for like it's good to do exercises, right? Like obviously stuff like my students teach them just major scale. Or exercises where you're doing, thirds. Which is all good stuff to do. But sometimes I like to just kind of let loose with the metronome and like I did earlier, just kind of feel out some of the rhythm. Or maybe just take certain licks you like a lot, like it could be a pentatonic lick or something, and just kind of repeat it. So just kind of vibing with the music a bit instead of having to feel like you're just doing the same exercise all the time, which I did for a lot of years, and that's good practice. But I think I got some bad habits from just getting like too stuck on just doing scales up and down, which is my problem. You need a stage name. How about Flash? That's funny, man. Let's see. Oh, no kidding. That's funny, man. Well, I'm glad you came by for that, man. Was it that one video I think I did for Fesley years ago? I did like a little Holdsworth type of chord voicings. I can't remember what it was anymore. It was something like... Or no, maybe it was over here, I think. I can't remember what I played anymore. It was something for that video. There's also like this really cool harmonic thing I like to do sometimes, and it sounds kind of like... like that kind of thing. It's kind of fun to do. It's like just walking through in harmonics, but it still sounds cool. Let's see, Flash Mitchell. If only I could run fast, that'd be kind of cool. Look, guitar instructor swears by the metronome. Sounds like you got a good guitar instructor, man. Heck yeah. Oh, I know, right? If only, if only. I make it a goal now, since you gave me that guitar. I'm gonna make it a goal to make a whole video on it, right? I gotta make a song, which is almost done. I have like 30% recorded, but hopefully by next week I can release the video. And then once I have the video up, or the song up and everything, then I'll be able to feel comfortable using that guitar in live streams and stuff, because I feel like I haven't earned the right to like use it live yet, you know? I don't know. Plus there's good marketing. You guys want to see me play it? Well, you're gonna have to wait for the video. And then, you know, from then on it doesn't really matter. Let's see here. Prior to my Fesley Association was a year plus ago. Ah, okay. That's cool, man. Well, I'm glad you like the jazzy stuff. Like I said, I'm very novice at it. There's a lot of things I can't do. Like if you ask me to play through all the things you are, I can do the chords, sure, but I can't like improvise over that well. It sounds like a toddler tripping on himself in a forest or something. You know, it just doesn't sound good. Weird analogy, but you know what I mean. Like I can target the chord tones and switch the keys, but it still doesn't sound like good bebop or whatever. And I've listened to a lot of like, you know, different variations. Like, you know, I like Miles Davis, Charlie Parker, all these guys. I love all that type of music, like tune up or whatever. But I can't like, I'm not free enough in improvisation to do it yet, and it's really annoying. Well, one day I'm working on it. It's, you know, little bits at a time. And I think the main problem for me is like, not necessarily the fact that it's so many keys. It's the fact that like you got to move between the keys in a specific way to make it sound really good. At least that's my understanding. So like instead of just playing, okay, I'm going to go from root to something else, starting immediately on one key on the third or like the ninth or whatever, the seventh degree of that one chord for a split second, and then jumping down into like the third of another chord, switching into a different key. That's really annoying, which I guess is why jazz is such a headache. But yeah, like all the things you are such an annoying thing. Once I get comfortable, I'll post like a jam over it, but for now it's not anywhere close to good yet. Let's see. Help him sell some of those. I don't know if he needs my help on that. I think he's got quite a reputation already, but hopefully sounds good. Heck yeah, man. Who knows? Maybe if you have time, we'll get the bald shredder himself. We could do like a double ricotta solo or together or something. I don't know. I don't know how busy your schedule is, Richard, but that'd be kind of cool. Feature Richard in his own review video, or my review video of his guitar with him playing the same guitar. That'd be kind of cool. Like a double ricotta jam thing. I don't know. Be kind of fun. All right, so having said all that, let me do a little bit more practice. Sorry, bear with me in the annoying metronome. Trying to jump back in, but that didn't work. Oh well. Gotta make mistakes, I guess. Let's see. Pretty busy watching Netflix, taking naps. That's funny, man. Ricotta cheese. That'd be pretty silly. Goes all jazz and classical. That's funny, man. I don't know how to gent very well. Yeah, I mean, you know, that one song I just released is probably as genty as I'll ever get. That whole riff is so easy, too. Like, it's not even that hard of a thing. It's probably laughable how easy that riff is. The metal one. Sorry if it's just a little loud. But when I do the... It's literally just two strings most of the time. A lot of bendies and opens. And then, you know, walking up a scale. And then after that, it's like this diminished seventh run. Really silly, really cheesy riff that sounds more complicated than it is. But yeah, I can play a lot of my old songs now that I wrote. What was it? That kind of thing. Silly sound to it. Let me see, I gotta back up. Sorry, guys. Hi. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Can you show me the Cam F? Oh, the, is that the multi-effect pedal? Let's see, Patrick. Hey, what's up? Appreciate the emojis, man. Maybe a live review of the Cam F1. So, unfortunately, I don't have the multi-effect processing unit anymore, the Cam F1. I ended up giving that away, the Flatson one I think you're talking about. I gave that to a girl student of mine. She's like a little 11-year-old girl, but she doesn't have an amp with like distortion, and she wanted to play AC/DC, so I ended up giving it to her since I don't use it. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Always appreciate the donations, man. Who are your top 5 favorite guitar players? Oh, that's tough, man. It's hard to find like, it's hard to like pick just 5 people, you know, but I love Vinnie Moore a lot. Love Greg Howe. Love Andy Timmons. Eric Johnson, definitely. For my last 5th one, it's kind of hard to pick just one last guy, because, I mean, that'd be like a tie, man, because I love Satriani and Vi, and I love Holdsworth, and, you know, we talked about Aldi Meola and all these guys. But definitely, you know, those are some of the guys I would put in that category. It rocks hard. Heck yeah, man. Glad to hear that. Yeah, I believe it. Trucci's a whole different animal, man. He's a wild wildebeest. Definitely a crazy dude. But I know Steve Vai used a 7-string also in some of his older stuff, like in the, I forget it was 90s or early 2000s. Coil splitting too? This one? No, it doesn't have any coil splitting. But that'd be kind of cool if they probably make them now with coil splitting in the newer models. Play Tesseract. I don't know what that is, Roy. I don't know what Tesseract is. Let's see. Tommy Emmanuel. Great guitar player. Very good guitar player. I don't have any acoustics for a Tommy Emmanuel sound, but that guy's a great guitarist. Absolutely. I forget what song it was. I saw him playing where he's like smacking the heck out of the guitar and doing like some cool hammer-on stuff. That guy's definitely another wild guy. Marty Freeman, another amazing player. Yeah, that's true. Marty Freeman's awesome. That guy's the one that really inspired me to get to using certain scales, like Iwai Oto scales or Hirajoshi scales, right? Where you hear like... that kind of thing. Or you might hear me do it down here. Probably hear hear me do that a lot. So that's definitely Marty Friedman influence. In my solo, I kind of gave a little tribute to Marty Friedman when I did this little... that kind of thing. Because of doing the little whammy motion. It's kind of annoying. Sounds like a cat that's having a bad time, but kind of fun for that one split second. If you did it too long, it'd probably be really annoying. Before I know, Marty Friedman does a lot of those weird, like, you know, whammy and bendy kind of movements and those semitones. Great guitar player. I used to remember how to play Symphony of Destruction solo, but I haven't played that in like 10 years. That was a cool solo, though. Let's see here. All right, but yeah, I hope you guys are all having a fantastic Friday out there. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully you're having a good night, or if it's, like I said, a different country, hopefully you're having a good morning, Saturday, I don't know. Either way, thanks for joining me. I'll be here for probably a few hours. We'll just kind of BS some music, do some practice stuff, do some jamming eventually. Once my hands get more warmed up and I don't embarrass myself, we'll do some more shred. But yeah, let me know what you guys got going on, man. Always happy to hear it. In the meantime, I'm just going to kind of noodle around a little bit. Let's see here. Yeah, you definitely can't copy other guitar players' like movements. You know, like Eddie Van Halen, Marty Friedman. A lot of these guys had such weird hand placements. I never try to copy like other people's physical like appearance playing, and just try to find my own comfortable movements and feelings. So it'd be more, you know, everybody has different anatomy, so what might work for one person probably doesn't work for another. But yeah, definitely hard to, you know, impersonate somebody else's style. Having said that, I'm sure Guthrie Govan could probably do all of it, because that guy's such a wild dude. He's in a whole different league, right? Guy's crazy. I was transcribing something I wanted to cover on the channel since it's not copyrighted, and so I'm working on that. I got a few different review videos. I'm doing, you know, Richard's guitar, as you guys know, the Riccata. We're gonna do that pretty soon next week. I'm not gonna mention it, but I have a different instrument to review. It's not a guitar. It's not a bass. In fact, it has no strings at all. So that's gonna be kind of weird. Yeah, and I have a special guest that's gonna help me review that. So should be interesting. Maybe we'll see. But yeah, I have a few other things going on. The song I was gonna cover is mainly on piano, and it's from I think it's Korean. It's a Korean song, but the chords on the piano, I had to look at the sheet music to transcribe it to guitar, because they didn't list like what it was, so I just had to look at it, and I'm not like great at reading like, it's been a while since I read like a lot of sheet music for piano, and I'm a terrible pianist as it is, but I can read it at least. So I transcribed the piano to the guitar, and then made it into a tab file for myself. And once I get that comfortable enough, I'll try making a cover, and that'd be kind of fun. But it's pretty mellow tune, so it should be fun. There's some interesting chord voicings. I want to make it more like accessible, obviously, because piano is not really accessible on guitar unless you're doing two-handed tapping things, which I'm not going to do. But there's some interesting voicings. I was kind of trying to mess around with this earlier, and I forgot how a lot of this went. Like this is a nice chord voicing. Just this is a basic C sharp major. Right, then we have some kind of like, you know, like a minor add 13 type voicing. And then this little. Right, that kind of sound. And then this is kind of funky, how they kind of switch. Again, no, it's not piano. And then it's like some funky voicing here. Alright, so some interesting jazzier chords, which I like. That's why I wanted to transcribe it on guitar and do a little cover since it's copyright free. Anyways, very fun, very fun. Let's see, how are you liking the metal, dude? Sure, I love it, I love it. If you guys missed it earlier, I was saying I went into Walmart with this, and people gave me the weirdest looks. And I was saying, you know, people are always rude at Walmart anyway, you know, people are always grumpy and in a hurry. I swear to God, guys, I got one eye, right? Like, I got two eyes, but this one doesn't work, because I'm blind in it, right, if you didn't know. Anyways, long story short, I see on only my left eye, and I have to have my glasses on because I'm still blind in that eye even. So I'm always looking around, like everywhere. I'm always trying to make sure I don't knock into anyone and really try to be considerate because I feel like I try to show respect when I go places. But every time I go to Walmart, I feel like everybody's trying to kill me. Like I have to look everywhere because everybody's looking at their phone or they're just running around with their carts. So I was happy to get back at people in like a little bit of a different way with the old Metal Dude shirt. Because that's how I feel at Walmart. That's why I thought I'd wear it at Walmart. It felt like I could connect with that. Big thumbs up for piano. I'm a classical trained pianist since I was 5 years. Wow. That's amazing, Sienna. Well, you must play really, really well then. I have a lot of respect for you for being a classically trained pianist at that. That's difficult stuff. Heck, I'll just tell you guys. Since Sienna's here, I'm going to tell you, this next week coming up, I have a keyboard review. It's a digital piano. And it's going to be, weighted keys, 88 key. And it's going to be a budget-friendly one. So it's going to be kind of cool. But, like I said, I'm not a great pianist, so I'm having one of my friends come by, and she's going to do some classical piano stuff. Like you, Sienna, she's classically trained as well. So she's going to run through everything and do some crazy stuff I wouldn't be able to do. So, thank goodness, because I wouldn't know what to do, like I said. I'm not much of a pianist. I can find the intervals and read the music, but I'm not trained, right? I'm a guitar player, so. Hell yeah, 7-string. What's up, Cody? How you doing, man? Heck yeah, good old 7 strings. But I hope you guys are having a fantastic day out there. Let me know what you guys got going on. I'm just kind of screwing around here, and we're just going to kind of keep jamming a bit. There we go. Had to fix that a bit. Let's see here. Is that 7-string another AIO offering? No. I don't think AIO has 7-string guitars. I could be wrong on that. They might, but I don't think they do. In fact, I got this guitar from a trade. So I traded my AIO Gold Top Les Paul for this guitar. Pretty cool trade. It worked out for me. But they don't make this guitar anymore. It was discontinued, I guess, years ago, because the Korea factory, the South Korean factory that made these guitars, burned down during COVID. And so, long story short, they don't make these anymore. But Rondo Music, the people that make agile guitars like this one, have newer models that are new and improved, supposedly, and made somewhere else. But I feel honored to have found this rare gem, considering they don't make it anymore. And I didn't know they didn't make it anymore until the company got a hold of me. They actually messaged me after I made the video. Kind of delayed. I tried getting information beforehand, but they were a little late to the party. So, anyways, that's what happened. And they even commented on the video to, clear it up as well. So, yeah, they don't make these ones anymore, but they have other 7 strings available on Rondo Music. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. But yeah, it's nice. I like the sound. And I could tell it was made in South Korea because it's a really well-made guitar. It has really good sustain. Like, really nice. Like, the notes just kind of linger. The whammy's pretty good. But, to be fair, I replaced this whole piece here because when I got the guitar in a trade, it didn't have the whammy bar, and the screw that was in here, right? You know, the trim connecting arm here. It fell in, and I looked in the back and didn't have the washer anymore. I guess I don't know what happened. So I ordered this one, the replacement for the Zach Bridge, on Amazon, and I had to, replace it to the back, get the washer tight, fix it all up. Anyways, blah blah blah, bunch of nonsense. Once I had it all fixed up, it was ready to go, and it was really a pain in the butt though, because in the back I have not huge hands, but they're kind of like long. So I was having a hard time getting in there because I don't have needle nose pliers or anything. So it was really annoying trying to get it to fit in there. What a hassle. Hey, what's up, Tyler? How you doing, dude? Good to see you. Yeah, they really do, man. Rondo Music is a huge company, I suppose. Let's see, is that the push-in wave bar or screw-on? It is a screw-on. So in this case, it just kind of fits, and then you screw it on after. Which is cool. It works. Like I said, I'm still learning a lot of whammy tricks. I'm not a huge whammy guy. Tyler showed me the flutter that I used in my new song. He's the one that actually sat there and told me, dude, you don't know about the flutter? And I was like, the hell's a flutter? Because I'm like outdated, I'm kind of older. And this kid showed me. He's like, yeah, check it out. He's all fluttering a bunch of notes. And I was like, that's sick. It didn't click till later. And I was like, oh, it's down there. I see. Right, that little... I was like, oh, that movement makes that sound. Pretty cool. I like how you showed me that. And then, whammy bar tricks like the dive bombs I figured out. But everything else is still new to me. So don't ask me for any weird, alien noises, because I don't know how to do those yet. Give me a year and I'll get more comfortable with this guitar, 7 strings, and the weird tricks or whatever. Yeah. Let's see here. I'll try with the push in. I have lasers even when someone's here. Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, definitely think about it for sure. I just bought the cheapest one on Amazon because I'm a tightwad and I hate spending money. Sounds sick. Thank Tyler. Appreciate that. That's 2 things you taught me now, dude. You taught me selective picking, which I haven't worked on at all. And you taught me the flutter trick. So very cool. Tyler's keeping me hip, man. He's trying to keep me hip with the times. But anyways, having said that, I hope you guys are having a fantastic time out there. I'm just kind of screwing around. Anyways, let's see here. Greetings from Serbia. How you doing, man? Happy New Year right back at you, my friend. Right back at you. I said at you, not at you. I can't talk today. Half awake. Let's see, Tyler. Yes, Tyler is a killer guitar player. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does when he's my age. Not that I want you to age, Tyler. I don't want you to age too quick. Enjoy your youth. But once you get to be my age, I'm curious what you'll be doing. Hopefully you have a lot of cool stuff. To keep me updated on it. Gotta run, my dudes, but I still catch the replay later tonight. No worries, dude. Thanks for coming by. Hope you have a good evening, my friend. All right, let's do some jamming then on some more crunchy settings. Screwing around. Youth is wasted on the young. Oh man, that makes me think of the Who. Nice sound, reminds me. Oh, well, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Let's see. Howdy, later, man. Sorry, ADHD. I just get all over the place. Hey, what's up, searching for Tone? How you doing, man? Good to see you. I'm just screwing around here and jamming out a little bit. We're trying to. Let's see here. Try to turn on those longer settings. It's time for backing tracks. Maybe. Very possible. Very possible. Let's see here. Heavy tech. Alright, let me go ahead and see here. Let me plug this in. You know, I realized something last week when I was editing our live stream with Richard. I think the backing tracks go through on your end without me having to mic them up. So let's see if that's actually relevant, because I'm not like 100% sure. Oddly enough. Okay, let's see. I wonder if it'll work if I do it like that from here. Give me just 1 second, guys. I think I could just do it this way. Let's do some backing track justice, or I'll try to. Like I said, I haven't really warmed up much today, so you guys gotta really bear with me here, okay? Maybe I'll do something real basic first.
Nike?
Nike?
8 Fiverr freelancers that work with Nike. Designers, developers, marketers, you name it. Find the perfect...
Sounds fine enough, I guess, on my end. It's not gonna sound great because I don't have like all the settings I want, but oh well. Where are we at here? Sorry. Silly YouTube not giving me the notification. Yeah, you gotta love YouTube, man. It never tells anyone what's going on. There's the shimmer delay, coarse reverb. There you go. I don't have any chorus on it, but probably should add some. It'd be kind of fun. Ah, thanks, man. Yeah, he's a great guitar player for sure. XYZ is a great, it's a great one for sure. So yeah, I hope you guys are all having a good Friday out there. Sorry for my lack of jamming here. I'm just trying to get everything set up. So now that I know this works, let's try some metal stuff. I know you guys like metal or 80s ballad stuff. Let's go 80s ballad. Whoa. Okay, there we go. See if I can find something decent. This is an A minor, of course, because, you know, everything 80s ballads in A minor for whatever reason.
Highlight is this crazy useful app that
Highlight
literally
is crazy useful app.
helps with home.
Oh
Doesn't
my
matter
God.
if it's not.
Wow, man. Let's see if I can find a little bit more of a setting on here for chorus. I don't like the way that sounds though. Let's try widening that up a bit. Rate. What does this sound like? Sorry. That sounds a bit much. Maybe a little bit less widening on that. What does this button do? I'm experimenting, guys. Give me a sec. That's fine enough, I guess, for what it is. Alright, let's jam now. That sounds alright. A little bit sloppy, guys. Sorry, I haven't really warmed up for shredding yet, so bear with me. It's still a bit, I don't know, still a bit new for me, especially shredding on the 7-string. I always get a little confused sometimes. You and me both, man. You and me both. I feel like sometimes I fall into that trap, so I feel you. I could play deathcore. Probably won't play deathcore, only because I don't know like a lot of deathcore bands, but maybe one day. Maybe one day. Got a nice shimmer. Well, I'm glad you think so, man. Have you seen the Fesley FME 1000 multi-effects pedal? I have not seen it yet. No. I might look at it though in the future. Definitely worth a look. Let's see. Is a killer 80s melodic band song. Tears of Fire's killer. You will dig it. I'll have to check it out then, Sienna. Thanks for letting me know about that. Heck yeah, heck yeah. When will the new songs be on platforms? Good question, Tyler. So I plan on releasing at least 4 of them, like the last few, and then this new one coming out. Probably next week, I think, once I get the Ricotta video done. Then I'll go ahead and just throw that up there. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe sooner. I know I bore you with mentioning him again. Do you think Nick Johnson influenced you a lot? Not boring at all, man. I love Nick Johnston's playing, but like I didn't know who he was until a couple of years ago, to be honest with you. So I can't say he inspired me a lot because I didn't know like a lot of his music until, like I said, a couple of years back. But I definitely love his guitar playing, and I think he's amazing. He's very cinematic and is very, very emotive when he plays. I love his chord progressions, his modal shifts. Everything's just really cool. Especially with the piano and everything in the background. It's just a nice, light, relaxing, kind of like emotional thing. But yeah, great player. He probably listens to a lot of the same music I listen to, or similar. Like, you know, we're kind of, I don't know if we're the same age, because I'm about to be 34 in a few weeks, so he's probably around the same age as me, I'm guessing, or a little older. Sorry I had to go. It's all right, dude. Don't worry about it. Hey, it's life, man. You gotta move on, right? You can't stay on the stream forever. Even me, I'll be here for probably a couple hours, and I'll probably head to head out. But yeah, Nick Johnston's great, man. Definitely great. But yeah, it's interesting. Like I was telling people earlier, it's just weird getting used to, you know, the 7-string, especially without the fret markers. It's a little weird. A little extra. And the string distance is kind of weird, so I kind of hiccup my picking because I'm used to the strings being a little closer like that, you know? So the 7-string distance is weird. I definitely feel a bit slower. Like, I feel like I could shred a little faster on obviously a 6-string. But it sounds alright for what it is, right? It's not bad. And the whammy's still weird to get used to. I never used a whammy until, well, now. So that's kind of cool, I guess. Loosened it up too much. I whacked the heck out of it too much. Kind of weird. Let's see here. What is going on? Didn't realize you were almost my son's age. Thanks. I feel older now. That's funny, man. I'm sure you're fine, man. We're all old in some way. I feel older than 34 sometimes. I feel like I'm 100. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You know, I grew up and I loved a lot of like, I listen to all kinds of music. You know, I love all kinds of music, obviously. But for guitar player virtuoso people, obviously, you know, guys like Vinnie Moore, Greg Howe, Tony McAlpine, you know, Frank Gambale, Alan Holdsworth, you know, Eric Johnson, Steve Vai, Satriani, all the greats, man. Andy Timmons, all those guys, I love them. You know, they're really good. Let's see here. Those flutters are sick. Well, thanks, dude. I'm not anywhere close to your flutters yet. Okay, give me like a little time. Like I said, give me like a year, and we'll get them more solid. Hey, what's up, Music and Gear? How you doing, man? But yeah, and then, you know, I got into a lot of jazz stuff, so I love jazz, and I love, you know, a lot of that. There's different types of jazz, I should say, because there's like, you know, more blues jazz. There's, you know, old school swing type jazz. There's, you know, there's so many different variations of jazz. So it's like, you know, bebop jazz. What kind of jazz do you like? Well, I kind of like all jazz, as long as it's not too obscure. If it gets a little too obscure and it's just all over the place, it gives me anxiety. You know, it can be a little much for me. But I like most of the guys, you know. Even musicians that aren't guitar players influence me. You know, I like listening to, like I said earlier, I was talking about how I was transcribing a piano piece to guitar. Not meant for guitar, but I like doing that, you know, or horn sections or whatever. I like transcribing certain bits of music sheet to guitar. It's a good challenge, but it's also kind of fun to look at intervals played a different way than you normally see them played, right? Anyways, get sidetracked. When you got it already. Well, it's 50-50, man. We'll see. Like, in a year, I should have it where I don't mess it up, you know? Right now, it's like, it's kind of like iffy. I might mess it up, might not. Took me a lot of takes to get it right in the song. Hey, what's up, Immortal? It's great to have another live stream. Heck yeah. Theoretical question before playing. Do you do any kind of warm-up or exercise to avoid injuries? Usually I have exercises I like to do. But at the same time, I don't always do them on my live streams when I'm supposed to. I get sidetracked and then I run out of time and I have to rush to stream. Sometimes I do like little exercises here, and I could kind of show you a few of them I like doing. There's a few standard ones, like there's some Frank Gambale ones I like to do, and there's some John Petrucci rock discipline ones I've incorporated, which I haven't done today. Maybe I should do them. That'll probably help me play a little better. Let's go ahead and do them real quick. So this is one from Rock Discipline, and it's pretty useful. So what I do, what John Petrucci does, is he has your fingers lined up like this, and what you do is you kind of walk up. I don't like doing fixed position, so I keep my fingers floating, just muting the strings, and then I just hold down one string at a time and bounce like that, right? So I'm not squeezing. I don't want to create excess tension for myself. But doing alternate picking, down, up, down, up. And see, I'm trying to really focus on my fingers bouncing just one at a time, like that, without lifting. Just muting after. See, screwed up. This one's kind of awkward to do, especially with this stretching. There we go, a little cleaner. Sorry. Kind of thing, and you can switch it to the next strings, like if you're over here. Not really the nicest thing to listen to. So Frank Gamble ones I like to do would be like, he has this one where he goes like, but I'm playing it way faster than I'm supposed to be playing it. It's supposed to be like, hold on a sec, I'm up to metronome. As it was. Sorry, I'm not gonna go all day on that, but Chop Builder, Frank Gamboli's Chop Builder, that's what that's called. So if you guys want to go through that, I would definitely check that out. It's pretty inexpensive too. I think it's like 25 or 30 bucks. And it's like a whole hour-long workout, which is really cool. I just butchered it because I never played it on a 7-string before. I'm used to playing on 6-string, so that's my excuse. I'm sticking with it. Let's see here. Spider Walk. You could do Spider Walk too. It's good for, you know, just basic practice stuff, but it's not something to stay with forever. Let's see, not the nicest thing to listen to. Somehow commentary on my playing makes it into my live stream. That's funny, man. That's silly. Yeah, totally agree. I'm butchering him, like I said. Hey, what's up, 2 yards? How you doing, man? I also like to run up, you know, doing my scale patterns. So, you know, I'll do like, you know, whatever. Let me slow it down a bit, take my time with this. Like that kind of thing, right? Just walking up A major, and then I'll stay in A, and then I'll play like A Dorian or something, right? And as I do this, I try to visualize that raised sixth. Right? So I'm thinking, okay, there it is right there. I'm trying to really implement that. That kind of thing. Then I'll go to, like, you know, Phrygian. And oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, when I do these exercises, I try to stay as light as possible in both my hands, which is I always had a hard time doing. So, like, I'll try to play as relaxed as possible, really loose and light, not holding down more than one thing at a time, just bouncing the fingers. Very loosey-goosey. So anyways, continuing, you know, Phrygian. Lydian. And then I go to like Mixolydian, right? And I do these same scales for hammer-on exercises or hybrid picking. I'll be like, or I do them for, you know, like, economy picking. Right, let's get my hand moved up, or alternate picking only. It just depends what I want to do that day. Then, you know, Aeolian or minor. So. Then Locrian, right? Then I jump into melodic minor, which is like a major scale with a flat third. second degree. All my other shapes or modes of melodic minor. Right. And then, you know, it's keeping the train going here. Altered scale, which is 7th mode of melodic minor. Once I'm done doing all that, I go into my harmonic minor 7 positions, and then I'll go into like half whole diminished stuff or whole or just regular diminished first. Right. And half whole diminished. And like a million other things. Then I work on my chords after. That'd be like a good workout for me. I like to do all of that in one sitting if I can, but it takes like a good hour or two. And then afterwards you feel stressed because you're like getting all worked up, you know. Anyways, hopefully I didn't talk your guys' ear off. But yeah, and then once you're done doing all that, I start working on exercises that are more like, you know, interesting. So maybe instead of walking up, just normal up in thirds, right? Right, I do other exercises like this one I like to do a lot, where you're trying to string crossing. So see how many strings you could skip with that? Or whatever. There's a lot of stuff to work on. A lot of stuff to work on. Let's see here. Yeah, exactly. You got it. Sounds like Simeon Vey exercises. That's funny, man. Yeah, I got those too. Like, if I want to get really weird about it, I could do these ones. It's a Phrygian dominant, 5th mode harmonic minor. That kind of thing. You could do that anywhere. Kind of thing. Sounds like Bach, bro. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. I'm no Bach, but I like Bach music for sure. Sick. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Settle down now. No more coffee for you. That's funny. I don't know how fast I could do that, actually, before I settle down. Let me see. Just out of curiosity. That's 160. Let's keep it going. Nope. I can't do it. Can't do it. Damn it. Sorry for the cursing. Let's try to go back. 10. I could do it at 173. Sorry, I get sidetracked. Somebody stop this guy. That's funny. Thanks, man. Yeah, so that's like, you know, my that's my transition. I start slow, and then I build the speed. So as I warm up with my practice schedule, like I start as slow as possible, chromatics to major scales, minor scales, all my modes, do all my chords, do some really light, relaxed stretches, you know, really mind over matter, meditative playing. And then once I got that really nice calm state and I feel comfortable and loosened up in my arms and hands, up the tempo, start doing some shredding patterns. And then once I got all that done, I start doing some jazzier kind of runs. You know, I don't know if you guys heard what I was doing earlier. I'll play it again. This thing I transcribed for piano. It kind of works for what we're doing here, but a little different. And I work more on chord voicing and more melodic stuff, like I said. Let's see here. Oh, to be young again. Live it up, you jerk. That's funny, man. Oh, gosh. Let's see here. Here we go. Okay, so. Transcribe this from piano sheet music. Oops, sorry. Messed that up. Then here. To that kind of sound, but the chords are really awkward. Let's see, I gotta try that again. So, look at my sheet here. And this crap again. I'll do a cover of this soon on my channel in a better way once I get it mastered. It's not even mastered yet. It's really sloppy. It sounds like crap. Once I get it really well, my dog's not a fan of that apparently, but once you know that's good to go, I'll, like I said, upload a cover of that, which is cool, kind of jazzier exercise. Reminds you of Ichika Nito. Well, you know, that makes sense actually, because I think he's Japanese, right? And this song's Korean, so they share a lot of like similar musical influence. The Koreans and the Japanese, even the Chinese, like a lot of their pop and ballad type music share a lot of the same chord progressions. Like you can always hear those sort of switches. Move that over for the little guy to lay on, but basically they share a lot of the same movements, right? There's a lot of interesting chord voicings and stuff. So if you listen to any like Japanese or Korean pop music, they have a lot of those similar voicings. Let's see, I move this here. But yeah, so when you do these things, it's fun to incorporate them, but also when you're transcribing music like this, it's not just about playing them, but also seeing how they, you know, work musically. So when you transcribe music, don't just transcribe it to, just wing it. Try to figure out what chords you're playing, what key it's from, if you're modulating at all. What notes are being used. Is it the third or seventh of the chord? This is stuff that I work on myself. Is why I share it with you guys. This is more, I guess it's more advanced, or maybe intermediate. But that's my current thing now. Trying to transcribe piano or other instruments and trying to figure out how I can make that voicing on guitar sound good. And the intervals that are being used musically and all that, how it layers together and the grand structure of things. Let's see here. 2 Yard says he digs. It's killer, man. Heck yeah, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, Japanese music's great, man. I love Japanese music. Korean music, like I said, Chinese, anything Eastern sounds really cool. They have some interesting rock and pop stuff and jazz stuff. Funk stuff too. They get really into funk. There's a lot of that going on. Yeah, a lot of really interesting stuff out there. Yeah. I'm not sure who he is personally. I never listened to his music, but I'm sure he probably plays as good as a lot of these guys we're talking about. I'm sure he's probably up there with them. And like I said, I'm not surprised by that either, considering Japan and Korea have such talented guitar players. They're in, really strict fingerstyle stuff. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me these guys exist like they do. Whereas like in the States, I've interacted with a lot of people here in the States, and I've talked to a lot of musicians in my area. I've talked to a lot of musicians online. I've been around the block, so to speak, in my little circle of the world, and I don't think I met a lot of insanely like open-minded musicians in the States, right, that can play a lot of different styles or have a unique influence with the jazz infusion stuff. Like I can meet guys that can do some jazz, and even that's kind of like 50-50 in my area. Obviously, that's not true for every state. There's some great guitar players, I'm sure, that come out of different states and are just hanging around like I do and doing live streams. But what I mean to say is I've come across more Japanese, Korean, and Chinese, or even Indonesian people on social media since I've been doing YouTube that are really, really talented, and it's like almost kind of normal for them. A Japanese girl followed me on Facebook for a while, and she was talking to me one day about like their guitar system over there and how they do guitar and everything, and how serious they take it. And I don't know how true this was, but she told me that like Paul Gilbert isn't really impressive. Like it is, but it's not. It's kind of like mediocre in Japan, I guess, because like for them, you're expected to be better than Paul Gilbert, or at least Paul Gilbert level, within a few years. And I was just like, Jesus, Paul Gilbert level in a few years? And she's like, oh, that's the normal. That's like, fifth grader could do that. It's like a fifth grader. I was like, what? But the cultural difference is so interesting, because like over here in America, like there's no real like strict standard unless you go to a certain school, right? Or you have a certain instructor, I guess it's more strict. But like here, it's like, hey, just do whatever you want, feel it out, and there's nothing wrong with that per se. It's just you don't get as much like top quality technical work or musical work, right? It's more just kind of like it is what it is, I guess. It's just weird to see the level of thinking that's so different, And she was kind of a stubborn lady. She told me, I only talk to you and follow you because you play better than me for now, but I think I'll be better than you in a few years. So that's what she told me. And, I was just like, okay, that's fine. Thanks for following for a few years, I guess. Yeah, so that's kind of a funny running gag in my life. Yeah, Paul Gilbert level is insane to me too, man. I feel you on that. Makes you a newborn. You and me both, man. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, man. Like I said, I've it blows my mind, the stuff I've seen, like some of these South Koreans and Indonesians and Japanese, Chinese, this all of them. They're just so disciplined. That's all I can say. They're just so disciplined. It's really interesting to see. I wish I would have got started early in my life. I didn't get started till I was like maybe 11-ish, but I didn't take it like really, seriously until later. Like I was just messing around with it. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have like instruction, right? So I wish I would have had a teacher at the time. But at the same time, maybe that's for the best, because maybe I wouldn't have, met the people I met that taught me later, or maybe I wouldn't have got to the place I would have got to physically or in my ability. I don't know. Weird thought to think. It's always like, what if scenarios, What if this? What if that? I don't know. But yeah, it's very cool. I have a lot of respect for other countries and their musical ability. And another place too. Like there's this guy I know from the UK, and I noticed a lot of great guitar players from the UK. Right, a lot of great guitar players, really top level stuff. And I have a few people that talk to me that are instructors over there that just kind of want to BS with me here and there. And I always want to laugh because they'll send me a video, and I'm just not used to the accent, so I get this video, I open it up, he's always like, "Alright, what's going on, Lester? Today I'm working on this major 7 chord. The second inversion. How's your day going today?" I'll be like, "Oh, hey, man, yeah, it's good." And it feels weird to think I'm talking to somebody in the UK, but anyways, terrible accent, but you get what I'm saying. I'm not very good at it. Yeah, it's a trip just to see like how seriously they take it too over there. Like they really, they have rock school and all that stuff. It's really cool to see. Paul Gilbert, 6'4". Do you think it makes it harder for him to play? Yeah, him and Buckethead both are pretty tall dudes and they're lanky. I'm not very tall. Okay, so I don't know. I can't say much about it. I'm only like 5'10" on a good day. But if you have long fingers, I'm guessing that's probably more important than like how tall you are, right? Because the strap can always adjust how you're standing with your guitar. People made fun of me back when I used to play live because I always had my guitar up here with my strap. I was at least in jazz position. I never had my guitar hanging low. I just couldn't play like that. I always had to have it up high when I'd be playing so I could shred up and down, But even then, I was always lucky because I've always had longer fingers. They're not big hands by any means, but I've always had kind of longer, even on this big 7-string, I have a kind of a big reach, right? It's not, and thank goodness for that. I've been able to do certain interval voicings and chord voicings I probably wouldn't have been able to do without that. So, yeah, physical ability, I think probably more to do with hands than your height, but I don't know. If there's anybody that's tall watching and you're 6 foot or over, we'd love to hear from you. Because, like I said, I'm just guessing. I don't really know. I'm not antiquated with that. Definitely. What is this here? You got a pick from Buckethead, and it's bent like a banana. That's crazy, man. Bent like a banana. What the heck did he do? Only 5'10". How is that not tall? That's funny, man. I guess in my area, like where I live, it's pretty standard to see like a lot of 6 foot tall people. So I'm kind of like, I feel small to a lot of folks. Granted, there's a lot of guys my height, like 5'10", maybe a little bit under me. But, it's usually like 6'4", 6'7" guys I'm seeing walking around. I remember one of my martial art instructors was like 6'7" or 6'8", and I always had to look up to him like this. So I always felt small in the grand scheme of things. But, yeah, I'm not sure how that works in, like, different areas. It's a flimsy. I don't know what he was doing with it. Oh, I see. Huh. Yeah, I can't imagine using a flimsier pick. But, I just got so used to using these hard picks over the years. I don't know how I just couldn't. I tried using light picks just for fun to experiment, and I just couldn't do it. But guys that can really shred with those, that's impressive, man. Especially when you got like a nice, tight, precise picking attack, So yeah, if Buckethead shredded with that, I wouldn't doubt it though. He's a pretty beastly guitar player, right? I mean, we can all agree on that. Jeez, Dunlop 38. That's crazy, man. That's like the lightest I've ever heard. That's got to be interesting. I don't think I've ever touched a .38. I think the lightest pick I've ever seen was like what is it called? The 46 or something like that? 42? That's ridiculous, man. You don't suck. I've seen your videos. You play pretty well. Funny guy. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's also just what you get used to, right? Like if you get used to playing with a certain size pick in your journey of life, then maybe you get stuck playing with that same type of pick most of your life. I don't know if that's how it works. Kind of a weird thought to think. I'm really digging this light, man. My wife's awesome for getting me this really cool light for Christmas. I love this thing. And yeah, I'm just really digging it. It's trippy, man. Like you flip it around, it'll kind of like blind you. But well, not really blind you, but yeah, it looks cool. And it has like this remote you can like switch the settings on, so you can like I forget what some of these do. Like you can adjust the brightness, you can adjust the tempo, like the BPM, how fast you want it to flicker. Freaking bonkers. And there's like a bunch of other crap. I don't even know what this other stuff is. I haven't gotten all the way there yet, but there's a lot of stuff. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Makes life more interesting instead of me just sitting here. You know, I get just sidetracked though. I look at it like, oh, that's cool flashing. Heck yeah. I love the shell voicings, man. They're kind of fun to mess around with. Nice having that lower bassier string, man. I'm not used to it. It's kind of fun to mess around with. It throws me off a little sometimes, but when I think of it like a bass line, it's not too bad. It's like, okay, I can just kind of bass walk stuff. Like right there, I got myself thrown off. But yeah, maybe a work in progress. Let's see, what gauge you using? On this 7 string, I'm using hold on a second. I can't remember what it was fully. It was like Diodario brand, 7 string, 10 to something. Was it 10 to... I think it's 10 to 59. Yeah, 10 to 59. That's the one I got. Just making sure. I'm not used to the gauge number of the 7 string yet, but yeah, 10 to 59. Let's do some mellow kind of stuff here and see what we can come up with, guys. Try not to bore you guys to death. Let's do some jamming. All right, let's see what we have here. What is this one? All right, bear with me. Commercials. Little bossa nova for your guys' day. Heck yeah. Let's see here. You try drop A with A yet? Yeah, sure have. It's just like drop D basically. Not much different. Hey Lester, what's a beautiful guitar? I tell you what. Heck yeah, man. Let's see. Hey, was my wife in the chat right there? That's awesome. She decided to pop in the stream. Using your light, babe. Check it out. They like the light. I like the light too. I'm simple. Simple stuff is good for me. Thanks, Tyler. Appreciate that, man. Really like bossa nova music. It's a lot of fun. I don't know about you guys. But heck yeah, I hope you're all having a good Friday out there. I'll be here for probably another hour or so, and then I got a lesson to do in a little bit. But for now, let's do some more jamming. And yeah, I'll try to remember this backing track. I really like this one. It's a good old 1625, it sounds like, in D major. So that's pretty cool. Those are good progressions to mess around with if you like jazz stuff or bossa nova. Definitely pretty common with those. Okay, so let's see here. Let's find another good one. Just going to keep searching through the list of random stuff popping up. And what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Backing track. F minor. Okay, let's check it out. See what we got here. First, we'll start with a clean setting, and then we'll go into some distorted tones. Go to Wix.com
and set up your store on a single integrated.
See what we got here. Oh wow, this is really silly sounding. Okay, so it sounds like a really chill track here, guys. Okay. Try to get into the feeling. Let's see here. Tyler says, did you see Rudy Ayub's new Q&A video? I have not seen it yet. Is it pretty good? We'll find another backing track in the meantime while we're chit-chatting here, my friends. Cruise night, smooth jazz. What is that? Let's see. We're going to get some more jazzy jazz going. But yeah, feel free to let me know what you guys got going on.
Amount of money on takeout every done.
I'm getting back on track.
Commercials.
With Factor. Fresh, never.
Always commercials, I tell you what. Can't get away from it. Let's see. No, he answered your question? That's cool, man. Rudy's a good guy. I'm not too surprised by that. Okay, this is kind of a cool track. Really silly elevator music here. pause this for a second. That's kind of a fun track, man. You know, I have more fun playing over whatever this is. What is smooth jazz, cruise music? I like playing over cruise music more than I do like metal or like rock tracks, believe it or not. There's just so much more like depth to the background. And there's so much open for like melodic voice leading. It's really easy to just get lost in the music with that stuff and just kind of zone out. So yeah, really cool track, really cool track. I'm gonna keep the fun going. Hopefully you guys are entertained. Let's try another one. This one's in D minor. I like this channel. They have some good stuff. It's TK Jam Tracks.
Starting today, anyone
Pretty cool.
can monetize with ads. As part of the all-new Beehive Ad
commercials.
Network, thousands of newsletters have already...
Skip. Alright, what do we got here? D minor action. This one's kind of slow, and I like it, but it's a little bit, eh. Let's try a different one. What's this one? Dusky Soul Groove. What the hell is a Dusky? You like it? Sounds good. I'm glad to hear it, man. Hey, what's up, Punk Rocket? Cool track, but it isn't really like I don't know. The other one seemed a little bit better. So let's try something real quick. I'm gonna go back to that guy's channel. He had some really good tracks, and I'm gonna go see if I can find a different one from that same guy. Let's see here. Going to work. Oh my goodness. Well, I hope work goes well for you, man. Thanks for popping in for a little bit. Let's see here. I'm just screwing around. Okay, let's see what this one is. I don't think this is one I did, so
Find
let's
the
check
lowest
what
priced
this is.
health plans at healthforcalifornia.com.
This is Michael Jackson influenced. We'll see. Oh, I hear it. It's like Beat It. Beat it. Beat it. I mean, that's not Michael Jackson inspired. It's just straight up ripped off. I would like to play over that, but I don't know. It feels too much like Beat It. I think I screw up my concentration. Oh, here we go. Retro. Trippy background, like the drums are kind of funky, but kind of cool. Let's keep going through some of these tracks. Let's see here. You work at Guitar Center all day. Oh my goodness. It's on EVH replica Franklin Strat. I wish I could buy it, but yeah, I don't blame you, dude. $2,000 is pretty steep. Yeesh. That's crazy. Kind of a cool track, kind of a different sound to it. All right, let's try another one. Different jam tracks here. What do we got?
I hired an AI
No,
personal
not
assistant
commercials.
to do literally
Why?
everything for me. I was lazy today, so in the morning I would highlight, summarize all of my emails.
Oh,
and
was
Discord
at Guitar Center. I
messages,
misread
schedule
that.
Time in my calendar for calls.
No, you said it
People,
right.
even
I just
explain
totally
the news that people
glanced
had
over
sent
that. I
to
thought
me.
you said
And it was
worked
doing
at.
great, but it was
My brain
accomplishing the
scrambled,
tasks a
dude.
little too quickly, and so to keep my
I'm like half
personal
blind.
assistant busy,
Let's see here. Here we go. This is kind of interesting. This is also G, huh? I don't know, kind of a weird track. It's weird playing a 7-string over that. You think it'd be like, you know, I don't know, 6-string for that. It's kind of weird. Let's see, you have a theme for me, Castlevania Divine Bloodlines. I don't know if it's copyright or not. Probably not, but does it have singing in it? That's the main question. If there's singing in it, then I probably can't do it. If it's not singing, it should be okay. Usually. I'll take a chance. Okay, it's just junk stuff. Nothing interesting. Seeing some old stuff pop up on here that I already saw earlier. Okay, no singing. That's good. Let's go and check it out. Castlevania Bloodlines. And you said something else. What was it? Let me look. Divine Bloodlines. That's what it was. Okay. Let's give it a listen, man. Divine Bloodlines. What is this? Ah, commercials? No. Okay, gotta bear with me, guys. Is that the same one? Or is it... There's a different one that popped up to the side of it. What is this one? Ooh, that sounds like the original Castlevania there, it looks like. pretty cool. I like it, man. Let's see here. This is on my list to learn, but I don't know how to get the tone. Ah, I see what's going on. So, I don't really know how to get the tone either. I'm just kind of winging it with some distortion, man. So you need to play more chill, not forcing. Yeah, I'm not forcing anything. I'm pretty chill as it is. Add some groove to the playing. Yeah, I did that earlier, man. We did some groove earlier today. I'm just kind of switching it up a little bit, taking requests. Let's see here. You like it? Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just playing over some random tracks and stuff, so we'll see what happens. What tuning? Just standard. Just E standard with the B on top. Nothing too fancy, man. But yeah, if you like feeling stuff, we can get back into that, what we were doing a minute ago. Hold on a sec. Let's get some more of that. Try that. Sorry, I'm typing stuff in, guys. You can't see what I'm doing because I can't share screens, but I'm looking up tracks. So kind of work maybe. Let's see what this sounds like. What is going on here? Ah, okay. Now we found something. Back into our jazzy kind of sound we were going to do a little bit ago. Alright, let's try this out and see what we got for you guys. Oh, commercials again. You gotta be kidding me. Cool, let's check it out. Let's go there and have a little saxophone. Enough jamming. That was kind of fun. It's kind of a mellow, jazzy, fusion-y type of thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to miss so many chats. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me go up a bit. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Try and drop A with some behemoth type of track. Yeah, I could do that, but then I gotta unlock my tuners. I don't really feel like doing all that right now, Tom. But I might in the future make a song with the drop A in there. Let's see. Can you try some atmospheric backing track in E standard? Yeah, we could check that out for you, man. E standard atmospheric backing track. Heck yeah. How about some Polyphia? Probably not, man. I'm not a Polyphia guy. That's Tyler's field, man. You gotta ask Tyler and go check out his channel. He does some really cool Polyphia style stuff. Where am I at here? Nice bendings. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. It's like 2 yards is out of here. No worries, dude. You have a good night, man. Thanks for coming by. Always appreciate it, my friend. Put any thought into making a Discord? I used to do Discord a long time ago, but it didn't really go anywhere, so I kind of gave up on it. I tried it 2 different times, and people would join, but they wouldn't like engage, so I just gave up. And we had like 40-something people, but it was so... I don't know, it just was so dead. I just do memberships now on the channel. Awesome playing as usual. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. I'm glad it sounds all right. Yeah, no worries, Tyler. You're awesome, dude. You shred, man. I think you know, you're probably one of the few people I know that can even pull off Polyphia. So yeah, you're definitely one of the few. What brand is my guitar? This is an Agile. Good old Agile. Swing us your Street Fighter 5 main theme. Okay, we can check that out in a little bit. So I know somebody, this gentleman requested E atmospheric backing track. E standard. Okay, let's go and check that out real quick. E atmospheric backing track. And then we'll go into some Street Fighter maybe and see what's going on. There's a few different ones that pop up. But I'll just go with the first one, I guess. I'm not really sure what this one is. We're going to hope for the best, because I'm not like 100% sure, like I said. But it's cool. We'll figure it out.
With Nike. Designers, developers, marketers, you name it.
Okay. Atmospheric. I don't know if this is the one you wanted or not. like it, man. Neat backing track. Nice, man. Thanks. Amazing. Appreciate that, dude. Tom F. Got to jet. I'll take care. No worries, Tom. Thanks for coming by, my friend. The tone is really perfect. Thanks, man. You know, I'm just running through a real cheap multi-effect pedal, so I'm glad you like the tone. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it doesn't sound so good. You get what you pay for. You know, I just use a lot of budget gear on the channel, so. All right, somebody want a Street Fighter 5 main theme. I'll try my best. I don't know if I'll be able to play it. I never heard that before, but we'll try it out, man. We'll try it out. Street Fighter, or 5, yeah, 5, right? Yeah, 5 main theme. Sorry, I forgetful. Okay, main theme. And I will first listen to it and then, you know, try to play along with it and figure out the key and all that stuff. Let's see, it's more your hand that makes the tone. You got a good point there. I guess you're right. I guess that's the old phrase, right? Tones in the fingertips. I try to play with more dynamics, but sometimes it doesn't always work out. I try. What is this? Okay. So it's B minor for sure. Cool tapping thing. What's up? Something like that. There's like a tapping thing there, but maybe on the beginning, because there's a cool thing they're doing, like strumming. So let's see. Then it goes to this. Something like that. I don't know. Cool tapping thing they're doing. I don't know what that is, though. I don't know. Something cool they're doing in there. I don't know. Something B minor. Where am I at here? Sorry, I totally lost track. Very true. Music and Gear says. Oh, the tone in the hand thing. Yeah, totally, man. Power Rangers theme. Okay, maybe if there's no vocals in it. I don't remember. What does B flat minor mean? Just B minor in this case. So we're in like a minor chord in B minor. Tyler's jamming with me. Heck yeah, man. I love to hear that. Hopefully you're shredding it up, man. I know you're probably shredding it up, doing some sick, like, a bossy licks or something. Need to get back editing the video. Hey, no worries, dude. Gotta get back to the grind. Thanks for coming back and, you know, checking in on the live stream, dude. Have a good rest of your weekend. Where am I at? Can play G chord and learning more. My sister got a guitar for Christmas, showing her the ropes. Can play a G chord and learning more. Okay, that's good, man. I'm glad that you showed her the G chord, or maybe you're doing the G chord. I'm not like 100% clear who's doing the G chord. But yeah, I'm glad that you got her a guitar for Christmas. That's really cool, man. Especially showing your sister, like, you know, how to play and everything. That's really nice of you, man. Family, you know, it's a really cool thing when you can pass on something to family. I never really got to do that. I mean, I have a couple siblings, but we're pretty estranged, and most of my family's kind of long and deceased. But, you know, if I knew people that, you know, were close to me and they wanted to learn, I would totally show them like you're doing. I think that's an awesome thing. The only people I've taught in life is just, you know, as a guitar teacher. I've been a teacher for like 9 years, so I've been, you know, honored to work with a lot of different people, but not like in the sense of like just to do it. You know, it's always been like a job for me. But paying it forward, you know, if I ever get big on YouTube and if I ever make a good living off this, then I'd be more than happy to teach people for free one day. That'd be kind of cool. She's a stubborn teenager. Oh, of course. Yeah, that's teenagers, man. You know, I've taught a lot of teenagers in my day, and I know the struggle. I've had a lot of funny stories and incidents with kids, you know, teaching kids, and yeah, just some really funny stuff that's taken place. I remember hearing all kinds of stuff from kids. You can't tell me what to do. You're not my parents. I'm already doing that, you know, and you try to correct them. I'm already doing that. No, but you're not doing that. You got to do it like this. Yeah, I've got some moody kids. There's one kid in particular, and he came for, you know, the first few months really dreading coming to guitar lessons. He hated it. He really didn't want to be there, but his parents made him go, you know, because they wanted him to get into something, right? And he's one of those kids where he was like really moody, really like, you know, he's at the age where he's just really like angry at the world, you know, angsty. Had a lot going on, I think. I don't know his life situation, but he had a lot going on. And so every time he'd come in, he'd just sit with his guitar in his lap, you know, like this. And I'd ask him, you know, how you doing today, man? And he'd be like, how does he think I'm doing, you know? I don't know. Hopefully good. Well, I'm here, so apparently not good, because, you know, if I was doing good, I'd be somewhere else. And I'm like, oh, I guess you got a point. If you don't like going to guitar lessons, I guess that makes sense. But, you know, he'd come in sometimes and be like, oh, I'm not doing that today. That's going to break my hand, you know. You're going to give me carpal tunnel. I can't hold down that string. That's going to break my finger, you know. Or, ow, my hand. You know, I think I broke it. He was really funny about stuff like that. Do anything you could to get out of it. I think I'm getting necropathy or something, or I'm thinking necrosis in the hand. Like, come on, man, that's ridiculous. You're not getting necrosis in the hand. You know, or maybe we should just try playing the Smoke on the Water one more time. F you. You don't tell me what to do. Okay. Anyways, after the whole point of the story is he stuck with it for about a year of this, not practicing, not really doing anything. But his parents didn't care. You know, they kept bringing him down. I talked to him. I said, you know, he's not really wanting to practice. I don't know if this is really something he wants to do. Oh, well, we just bring him down here for something to do anyway, you know. It kind of gives us time to go screw around. I said, okay. When it was flash forward a year later, he got really interested in a guitar out of nowhere, and he started to like me. Like, you know, he hated my guts for about a year. But then he started to actually practice, and then he wanted to play video game music, you know, like Sonic the Hedgehog and stuff, and Mario or whatever. So that was really cool. He did a whole 360. Then he started really, like, getting into bands and Nirvana and stuff. So it's just really cool to see how music can change somebody's life around a little bit and make him a little happier. You know, he had more pep in his step. He wasn't so angsty. It took a year, of course, for him to give it a try, but hey, he came around eventually, right? Yeah, it's a trip, man. It really is. Let's see. You'd love to take lessons, but it's so expensive. Yeah, it really is, man. Guitar lessons are so expensive these days. That's why I keep my prices as low as I can, realistically. Like, I charge $35 for an hour, and I charge $100 if you want to pay for the full month. So if you do like 4 lessons that are an hour long, right? So 4 hours. You know, you could take them different times of the week or whatever, or, you know, once a week. That's 4 times a month. I only charge $100 for that, so you get like a $40 discount. Whereas other guitar teachers will charge you $40 a half an hour, or sometimes even $80 for a 45-minute session, which is crazy to me. That's like $400 or $500 a month. I would feel terrible doing that. Like, even though I don't make a lot, I would feel really, really bad charging somebody that ridiculous amount of money. You know, I wouldn't feel good about myself doing that. It's definitely not. It's not something I would feel proud about. You know, I just don't know how people can charge so much. See, my mom almost kicked me out of the house. Took the guitar. The only thing I was allowed to take besides the clothes on my back because I paid for the guitar, so she can't say that. Yeah, yep, I feel ya. Yeah, it's rough, man. That's rough getting kicked out. But it's cool you took your guitar with you. You know, it's not a good lifestyle having to be on your own, especially when you're younger, right? I was homeless when I was 16 up until about off and on 16 till about 19, 20ish, right? I had couch surfing once in a while, mainly sleeping behind buildings. I had my guitar on my back, kind of like yourself in your situation you're talking about, but for different reasons. I didn't really get kicked out. It's just my mom was nuts. Went to the nut ward. Didn't have a really dad around, so kind of lived on my own most of my life. So I lived on the streets off and on for a while. I would work on farms and stuff. I did labor ready. I worked in the fields with a lot of the immigrants and stuff. I didn't speak Spanish very well at all, and they're yelling at me in Spanish. I don't know what's going on. But my whole point to the story is that it's a tough thing getting kicked out or being on your own for any reason, especially at a younger age. So it's good that you have your music with you at that time, because for me, music was a lifesaver. I had my guitar. I could noodle. I remember sitting outside in the rain, playing my guitar, walking down the street in 100-degree weather with my guitar, because I had to. I was homeless, but it was always something I did. And of course, I entertained the other homeless people. Hey, you know any Crosby, Stills, Nash? You know any Slipknot? Well, I don't know. Do I? I was too young back then to be any good at guitar. But anyways, let's see. Take lessons from Lester. Thanks, Tyler. Heck yeah, man. Good teacher. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate that, man. You're always nice to the guy. Yeah, I have no reason to be mean to anybody. I don't feel the need for it. Life is so short, and we all have problems of our own we go through. There's no reason to be negative to anybody. I try to be respectful to everybody I come across. So I'm trying to learn guitar, not only because I'm interested, but can busk the change. Oh, man. Yeah. That's because she changed her mind. I'm glad you guys made up. Family's important, man, especially if your family is, workable. I didn't, like I said, I didn't really have that situation. Like, I just didn't really, like, my mom and I were so estrained from her, because she has schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. She was real over the place. So she was kind of abusive and just never on medication. So I was never close to my mother, and she died when I was younger, but I didn't really feel a whole lot of I didn't feel sad about it, because I wasn't really close with her. She was just really a lot of stress for me in life. She created a lot of anxiety for me growing up. So I was kind of relieved in a way that she could be at peace finally, and then I could kind of feel a little bit more peace, as awful as it sounds. But if you don't have a mom like that, and she's able to be a mom, and she may have her quirks like all parents do, but hopefully you guys can look past those small things, because life is short, man, and everybody's got their issues to work through, but I hope that you guys made up well and everything panned out, because it's worth the effort if you have a family that's worth the effort in general. So hopefully that kind of makes sense what I'm saying. I'm kind of rambling. I got a little ADHD, but in the long scheme of things, I hope everything worked out well is what I'm saying. But anyways, having said all that good stuff, let's see, it's about 7:10. I'll be here for probably another 20 minutes or so, chit-chatting with you guys if you have any questions about anything. I'll be here until then. That's what I was going to say. You said busking. I did some busking on the beach years ago. This is, like I said, back in that homeless time. And, yeah, let me tell you, man, busking is hard. You have a lot of competition depending where you're at busking. And on top of that, people can be really rude to you, or they could be really cool. I had a guy throwing a $100 bill one time in a hat. That was amazing to me. And this dude was super chill about it. He had a full suit on. You could tell he made money. He was like a, big shot looking guy. Walked by, crunkled up $100 bill, threw it in my hat. I couldn't believe it. I thought he just gave me like $1 at first. I looked in there. I said, holy, I can't believe it, That was payday, man. I couldn't believe it. I fed on that for a few weeks, eating some cheap food. But, other times you get times where people give you nothing, maybe a few pennies, or maybe they just give you criticism, I remember people getting real grumpy. So if you do busk and you get, experience with that, just be careful. People can get a little wacky on, buskers. Which, I get their perspective. There's no need for that extreme, right? That violence. But people can get real wacky about stuff, man. I ticked off a guy one time. He freaked out at me. I remember I was just busking outside of this one place. It was years and years ago. Like I said, I was real young. I wasn't very good at it. I was just trying to sing and strum some songs, trying to get some food, right? And this guy comes up, flipping out. He's yelling at me. He's like, "You call yourself a musician? You're not a musician. You're a failure." He's like, "You're just a homeless failure. You'll never play anywhere. You're never gonna play Madison Square Garden. I played in real bands," he told me, "and you're just nothing but a drug addict and a loser." I was never on drugs, by the way. I never did drugs. So I was just kind of laughed it off and tried to mind my own business. I'm sorry you feel that way, man. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, I've had so many incidents of crazy people, and I've had worse experiences from people that weren't homeless when I was homeless than the other homeless people. I had some instances with the homeless people, some of them, but most of them were generally nice to me. Believe it or not, some of the nicest people in the world to me when I was homeless that didn't turn their back on me were people on the street that were ex-convicts, for instance, or people that had their own personal demons and stuff. And they were very, very nice to me. Took the time to show me like what not to do on the street and stuff, and like how to better myself, how to find work and stuff. They were really cool. Obviously they had their own problems. They weren't perfect. But, the people that were criticizing and yelling and trying to put me down were the people that were regular people. They weren't homeless or anything. Very, very rough. But anyways, let's see here. Stuff I could recall for a good price. Oh, hold on, I went back up here. Mom's blows up on this point. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, that's rough, dude. Yeah, family stuff's always hard, man. It really is. But gosh, man, hopefully you can just, keep the peace and find a way out of that situation somehow. Just keep your head up. Try not to let it bring you down. Life is temporary moments, right? Nothing lasts forever. No matter what it is you go through in life, everything is very temporary. And it may not seem like it. Some things can feel like an eternity. But they're temporary. And one day you'll look back on it, and it'll be a memory. And then you'll look back on that memory, and it'll be a faded memory. And then eventually you'll probably not remember it at all at some point. Weird how life works that way, right? Let's see. If only they saw you now. The shredder. Say, no, not that guy. We told that guy. He's not supposed to be up there. Get that guy off the what do they call it? Like YouTube TV, or not TV, YouTube TV. Yeah, good advice there from Ryan. Very cool of Ryan to offer that. Yeah, totally agree with you, man. Totally agree. That's so true. Let's see here. Oh, I can relate to that phrasing. Yeah. And not to take away from your story here, but just to kind of relate to your story a bit. When I first was homeless, I was very like, what am I going to do? I'm 16. I don't have any parents or anything. Like I have nobody I can rely on. I was very like stressed. I was freaking out more or less. And so it was very hard for me mentally and physically, of course. You get to walk around a bunch. You don't really get to just lounge off. But I felt over time more at peace than I was in my own home, because my mom, like I said, was, she had her bipolar and schizophrenia and her, her patterns and stuff. But I never felt comfortable at home. Home was always chaos for me. My whole life, chaos, violence. It was always I had a very dysfunctional upbringing. So when I was homeless, it was like a grade better than where I was before, believe it or not. Besides the fact that you have to deal with weather and random people sleeping outside. I mean, those are awful things, right? I'm not saying to be homeless. I don't endorse it. Let's just say that. But my other situation before that was worse. So in this case, I was a little bit relieved over time, and I thought, well, I can do this. This isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, right? And like you said, it felt more like home than my actual home until I could get off the street, of course. You're not supposed to think of your street as your home, but, given the situation, that's, how that went. So I can relate to what you're saying. But yeah, man, just remember everything's temporary and just try to keep, a clear mind as best you can. I know it's hard, like I said, and I know it's not an easy thing to do. Nothing is ever easy, right? It's always easier said than done. But, just try to keep one foot forward at a time. That's all I can tell you. But yeah, man, life's a trip. It really is a trip. And, going back on the other topic of how, some of the hardest or most seasoned people can be some of the nicest, what Chris was saying here. That is such a true statement, man. This person on the street, I'm not going to say their name because I have respect for them, but this guy, he was in Pelican Bay. I'm not sure what he did, but he went into Pelican Bay and he spent a long time in solitary confinement. I guess he went to a few different other prisons too. But people that knew him on the street, they all warned me about him. They said, hey, be careful of that guy. He's scary. Like, everybody's afraid of that guy. He doesn't lose fights. He's very violent. And he just kind of wigs out. He's nuts, they told me. He's a psycho. I was freaked out. And so my first interaction with him, he kind of scared me a little bit. He talked to me at the dinner that they had, this one church hosted. He's like, hey, Les, and he's real monotone. He says, hey, feel this here. So I put my hand over and he's like, you feel that? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, that's a bullet. I got shot a couple times and the bullet's still stuck in there. And I said, a bullet? He's like, yeah, but that's not the worst of it. He told me, check this out. He pulled up his shirt and he's like, I got stabbed 17 times. I said, you got stabbed 17 times? He's like, isn't that crazy? And he kind of laughed about it. He went, oh, this dude's just laughing about getting stabbed 17 times? What the hell? But I never saw him angry at me. He was always nice to me, but I was always respectful to him. I was always very nice to him. I never did anything to, disrespect him, but he was always friendly to me, always gave me advice, even let me borrow his phone charger once. When he got off the street, and, I got off the street, he invited me over to his house with his girlfriend at the time, and they made enchiladas, and we watched, I forget what it was. It was like some horror movie that was like B-rated, but that was the kind of guy he was. He was really nice to me. I always saw him in a good light. He had, a good heart in there somewhere. Granted, he was a psycho. I've seen him flip out on people, and he was very scary, like, to watch. And, you have to watch your P's and Q's around him. But he was always there giving me guidance. He gave me workout advice. He told me, the ins and outs of certain things on the street to look out for, the rules, like, of certain things to not do wrong. And for that, I owe him a lot. I always think about that. And I have a lot of respect for that guy, even though he was a convict, or ex-con, I should say. Sorry, ex-convict. He meant well, I think, in his own way. And he tried his best to help me out so I wouldn't end up in a worse situation. And he wanted me to get off the street. So definitely have a lot of respect for that guy for not trying to bring me down, but to lift me up, especially since he was in a worse situation than me. I mean, what a guy, man. Meanwhile, you have these people from churches or whatever, putting you down. And, that just doesn't help your self-esteem when you're already in a bad situation. And I'm not saying all churches did that, but a lot of them were kind of pushy and judgy on you. But yeah, so yeah, like you said, some of the hardest people that had the most demons or challenges are sometimes some of the nicest and most supporting. It's really surprising. And that really showed me a lot of my perspective of the world, and it helped shape my view of the world so I don't see things so black and white, Not that I did before, but you know what I mean. It opens up your perspective a bit, so it's not always so it is what it is type of thing, right? There's more to things than we see. It's not just there's a gray area. Anyways, just a fun story for the day. Hopefully that guy's doing well. I don't know. I mean, I haven't talked to that guy in 10 years, 15 years. Last time I saw him, he's doing a construction job somewhere, and I think he was still homeless. But hopefully, you know, I've seen some people get off the street, you know. I've seen some other people that I recognize. Another guy, you know, he has a job now where he's actually a roadie for, like, bands. I couldn't believe it. I'm on the Facebook page. He shares stuff every day about, you know, roadie work, how he's blessed, and he's changed his life around. And he messaged me one day, and he's another guy that's an ex-con guy, and he messaged me, and he said, hey, he's like, I just want to let you know, dude, that you, like, I watched you get off the street and better your life, and it inspired me to do the same. So I just wanted to say thanks or whatever. And I was just like, wow. They kind of hit me in a way, like, wow, like, it's weird to think somebody would see you doing what you're doing, and I was just minding my own self, you know, but it inspired him to do better, and now he's doing good. And I'm not taking credit for that, but I'm really happy that I could help in some way somebody else just doing my own thing. That's really cool to think. And it's also cool to know somebody else got off the street of that time period, and then it just, you know, died. Because when you think about it, what are the streets for you? And there's nothing on the streets. It's either you get stuck in crime or violence or, you know, illness. You're going to die at some point. It's not sustainable. It's really bad. And it's not a place you want to be unless, you know, even if it's temporary, it's still very dangerous. I've had knives pulled on me. I've been robbed at gunpoint. It's not a good place to be. So I say that, and I give you this story because I just want you guys to understand that, you know, things aren't always as they seem. And, you know, no matter what you go through in life, I think you can do it, but you got to be motivated enough to do it. You can't just be, you can't be passive, right? Because if you're passive or you're hesitant, then you're going to stay in that place. And before you know it, time's gone, dude. And like when you're on that side, when you're facing some kind of struggle, especially when you're on the streets, time goes pretty quick. And it doesn't seem like it would, but it does. And if you get comfortable, even for just a minute, time's going to fly. And then, you know, months go by. You know what I mean? It's a real thing. So, yeah, don't go on the street for anybody watching this. If you are on the street watching this for whatever reason, just try to find a way out and just don't give up. Keep working hard, and, you know, it's a daily thing. Don't think about too far ahead. Just think day by day. What can I do today to make my life better? That's all you got to think. You don't got to think in huge excrements like, oh, I got to have one day a house and all this stuff. Just one small goal a day. How can I better myself today? That's a simple thing, and you can do that. So keep it simple. You know, keep it motivating to yourself. No matter what situation you're in, just try to think one day at a time. Don't go too far ahead of yourself. Just one day at a time. Baby steps, like what about Bob says, right? Anyways, sorry for the long story here. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I read that one. Shred your way into a girl's bed. That's funny, man. Follow the Facebook guy. Seems pretty cool. Heck yeah. Were you able to sleep at all? So-so. It's like, depends, you know? Like, I could sleep maybe 4 or 5 hours, you know? When you're not in a shelter, because they didn't have a shelter full-time here. So when you'd sleep behind buildings like I did, one, you know, you're kind of paranoid. You don't want people robbing you when you're sleeping, obviously. So I stopped sleeping in encampments because they had like safe encampment areas, but they weren't so safe because then people would come and rob you because they knew where the encampments were, right? So I went off my own and found my own little spots. I switched around. But the big thing was cops would wake you up sometimes. Sometimes, you know, you sleep in a little too long. If it's 5:30 in the morning or 6 in the morning, let's say you didn't leave in time. Well, now the people of the building are there and they're pissed off because you're homeless and they're afraid of you and they're calling the cops. And you're screwed. And now you better get out of there or you're going to get trespassed. And you're like, oh, crap, we're getting your sleeping bag trying to get out. So, yeah, 5-6 hours was like, if you're lucky. You know, I try to go to sleep a little early, like 9, wake up around 5 in the morning, get moving around. Shelters, same kind of thing, right? They check you in, check you out at 5 in the morning sometimes. But, anyways. Skid Row, LA is pretty bad here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I believe it, man. Skid Row is rough, I imagine. I've never been to LA, like, in that area, but I'm sure it's pretty bad. I live in the Central Valley, like, more towards Stockton, Modesto. If you know where those areas are at. It's kind of rough here too, but it's not like that rough. It's not LA rough. Thank God. I'd probably be dead. But yeah. Let's see here. If you got an offer to join an established band, would you consider it? Maybe. It's a really big iffy thing, man, because, you know, for me, I love playing music and I love writing music and I love doing what I do here on the channel, right? That's a really big thing for me. Doing this stuff with you guys is really meaningful to me. I love playing with you guys and doing this music stuff on YouTube. But having said this, I've played live before a long time ago with, you know, different bands in the Valley. Not anything important, you know, let's be honest. Valley bands, it's not really a big thing. So I've done all of dive bars, casino type gigs. I've done that kind of stuff. But I mean, if I wanted to play like a real stadium, I don't think I could do it. I mean, maybe I would try it. I would try it once because I'm the kind of person I like to try things out just to see. So I would try it once. I would play a gig one time with a big venue, with a big band. I would try it. My fear is I have anxiety problems. So like, you know, when I'm like out and about sometimes in crowds or in loud areas or in just random places, I kind of wig out sometimes. I get like a little dissociated. I kind of like don't know where I am. I have like overwhelmed by sounds and I get like a huge urge to run away. I feel like I'm having a heart attack. I freak out. I have like a whole meltdown. And it's kind of funny to think about it now because, you know, it's like out of nowhere, but I was diagnosed PTSD. So they say it relates to that. Whatever. Complex PTSD. That might be an issue for me. You know, I don't feel like I'd be reliable. And I'd hate to let a band down because I'd be freaking out on stage or something, or because I got to run in the back. You know, I don't know. Some people are meant for that kind of lifestyle. They have absolutely no fear, no care. I don't think that would be me. But I would try it at least once just to see what would happen, you know. And I could play gigs, no problem, casinos, bars, you know. I played the Fair a few times, who cares, not a big thing. But we're talking like an actual stadium, like thousands and thousands of people. I don't know, man. Just the thought gives my skin a bit of a tingle, so I don't know. It's iffy. I would love to do recording work with people, like session work. That's no problem. Like session work, sure, I could do that. But, you know, live stadium, 2,000 people, I just don't think I could do it. As sad as it is to say. But anyways, having said that, good stuff. Let's see here. Life story of overcoming poverty, neglect, abuse, and homelessness is very inspirational. You inspire us musically and spiritually with your talent, wisdom, and life lessons. Well done. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm glad it could be an inspiration to somebody. And it's therapeutic for me to share it with you guys, you know, so you're doing me a favor, really. I'm the one that benefits because, you know, I get to reflect, in a sense, you guys get to all be my therapist. No? You're all going to bill me now. I'm going to look for a YouTube bill in the mail. A subscriber fee therapy session, $1,000. But yeah, I'm glad it could be helpful to somebody. I just like to share and be real with you guys. I have no reason to be, like, I don't know. I don't like people that put on an act. I don't like the whole fake YouTube thing. And so I'm all about being real with you guys. You know what I'm saying? Just be honest, be sincere, be who you are, and you know that's all I care about. So sharing with you guys whatever, sharing with you guys musical stuff or life story stuff. I'm just happy to be here to connect with other people. So here, you need a stress guru like me to keep you calm backstage. Heck yeah, man. You know, once in a great while, you know, I got my CBD. So, you know, for like situations I know I'm going to freak out in, I'll take a little CBD beforehand with the THC in there and I'll get a little mellow. Because I know I'm going to like have a problem when I go somewhere. Sometimes it's going to be a little much for me. But I try not to do that too much because it's a bit expensive, those things. If you want to get quality stuff, it's really a rip-off. But having said all that good stuff, yeah, I mean, I'm still, like, you know, I'm still in the poverty line, I think. Like, you know, I'm not, like, I'm a lot further up from homelessness, obviously, because I have a nice studio apartment, but I'm still not living like in the ritzy side of anything, and I'm not living in a fancy apartment for that matter. Not that I want to. I'm happy with my little studio, but I still live, you know, pretty low on the means of things. But yeah. Sometimes the weed makes it worse. Oh wow, yeah. I can imagine. I could probably imagine that. I try not to get CBD with anything more than 1 milligram of THC. If it has anything more than 1 milligram, I get kind of jittery too, man. Like I've had one that was like a 3 or 4 milligram THC one, and it felt like I could feel my heart more. You know what I mean? Like I was more aware, and I felt more like palpitations. You know. But if it's just 1 milligram for me, I seem to do fine with more CBD and, you know, the minimal THC amount. But everybody's different, you know, so I don't know. Everybody's body reacts differently to stuff. Totally different. Ryan says you're a THC fan. Heck yeah, man. That's cool. Yeah, I'm all for it, man. You know, cannabis stuff, if it helps people out medically, or if it can help somebody like me with anxiety or whatever, I'm open to it, especially if it's something that's going to benefit people. Like I know somebody that you know, this is a cool story. I knew a guy, and he used to be a pastor. He's not a pastor anymore. Anyways, long story short, his son had like epilepsy, and he had different brain cancers and stuff, and he was totally all for, you know, medicinal marijuana stuff. You know, they had it for their son, and they had all kinds of cannabis products and stuff, but I was like, yeah, it's really cool, man. Keep an open mind like that. Because, you know, he's a pastor. Or was a pastor at the time. Not anymore, like I said. But was pretty cool to see. It's very inspiring just to see that the open-mindedness. Like, hey, maybe this could be something for somebody out there. It may not be for everybody, but maybe it's for somebody. You know, maybe it's something else for somebody. I don't know. But definitely more appealing to me than taking a bunch of pharmaceuticals, you know. And I'm not going to go on a big pharma rant or anything, but I just don't feel like I want to have the risk of severe internal bleeding or organ failure. You know, I'm that's gonna make my anxiety worse. I look at the side effects, I'm like, holy bleep, you know, what do you mean my liver could fail? What? Well, oh man, I gotta call a pharmacist right now about this, you know, I'm gonna be freaking out. Then they're looking at me like, dude, it's just, you know, a rare side effect. That's probably not gonna happen to you. I'm like, yeah, but it says liver failure could occur. That could be me. And I get all wigged out. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a funny thing. I couldn't play guitar at all until I smoked weed. It helped me learn and relax to hear the music. Yeah, I could see that being an intuitive thing, man. I could totally see that, like getting into the zone. I could see how that could be helpful, you know, for some people. Definitely makes sense. Definitely. Let me go ahead and close this off for right now. Move this guitar over. Oh, jeez. 50 pounds of 7-string action there. But anyways, hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day out there. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to head out of here in a minute. Hopefully you guys are having a good time. Like I said, hopefully it's going well for you. You're doing well. Everything is going smooth for you guys. Be sure to let me know what you guys got going on. I'll be back in probably the next, I don't know, what is this, probably another hour or two. We'll see how it goes. Let me see real quick. Yeah, 7%. Looks good. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me, guys. It means a lot to me that you came to hang out and chill with me. It's been a lot of fun. Definitely let me know what's going on. If you guys have any, you know, suggestions or questions about anything in particular, I'll do my best to get back to you guys. But yeah, in the meantime, thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week and weekend. And I will see you guys in the next session. So, cool. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a good rest of your week, guys. Peace.